Can't live with expectation, can't live with reality. Welcome to the new episode, and this will be the expectation versus reality. Disclaimer before we start. If you still cannot face any of the reality in your life, please don't listen to this episode because you might be triggered as fragile as ever. In today's episode, it will be slightly different compared to those previous episodes since we got slightly lesser people and different people. And just like how we see how we look at our podcast. If you expect like how usually people will think, oh, podcast, you'll be professional, you have good mic, you have all those facilities. No, I'm still even using my normal phone mic, and sometimes I use my phone, sometimes I use my laptop. I'm not even professional. So expectation, you might be perfect, but reality, no. Most of the time, like how being Asian, they want us to be doctors, they want us to be lawyers. So and now I'm not a doctor or anything, like maybe just the handwriting. Try not to expect too much, especially if even if we are Asian also, like how usually we just break our stereotype, we just break our promises, that how usually people break their promise either since you're young until now, any like expectation from your parents or anything, or maybe even yourself. You realize after you grow up, maybe if you join your school and then come to university, you realize so many different reality. Like for example, at first people that are at least 1 year or 2 years older than me, they are at least slightly mature than me, because I don't think I'm that mature, but and when I look at those people, I think I'm mature enough. Suddenly I realize I'm so mature. I'm not really mature, but when I look at them, I'm mature enough. That's a somewhat a sad life, I think.
Just want to say, like when I was when I was little, I like looked up to people that were like maybe 21, I would say. And when I was like 16, I thought 21 is like so old, right? Like they would be, like you said, they would be mature or they would have more freedom doing whatever they want. But then when I reached this age, like 20, 21, 20 or 21 years old, I that's it's not like what I expected. Like we're still just studying and not really doing like whatever we like. Like I don't know if it's just me or you guys feel the same.
People expect you to have like a big dream when you reach this age, like 21. And but for me also, I don't really have that like a big dream or what, and something that I've achieved that is the thing I want to do now. It's not really that realistic.
Right. When we were like 16, we thought 20 or 21 is like old and like wise, but not really. We're still young, dumb, and broke.
Darkness, my old friend.
Okay lah, but like you all say, to me, it's not sort of an expectation versus reality thing. It's more like a reality check, I think. Like,
Okay, Mr. Reality.
no, I mean, you think about it, like you, as you said, like when we were younger, right, you look up to those so-called adults, like the 21-year-old and up, like they are very mature, or like they know a lot of things. And then you when you yourself hit that point, right? It's like, what am I doing?
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Exactly.
At least you achieve something. No, I mean your handwriting. Become a doctor.
This is big brain time.
What?
No, I mean at least you achieve something. You know how typical Asian, they want you to be doctors, they want you to be lawyers or something. You started the first step lah. Just the first step, the handwriting. But then the medical school will still decline you.
Yikes.
Do your parents like expect you to be a doctor or lawyer or something, like any profession specifically?
For me, no, actually. Just whatever I want to do, they will be supportive of it, which is really nice. So, yeah. Never wanted to be a doctor anyway.
Same also. My parents also never forced me to like be a lawyer, doctor,
Yeah.
or something. Just let me choose lah, like what I want to do. But I don't know about like others. Maybe like those typical Asian, they really do.
Yeah.
I don't like maths, and apparently both of my parents, they are good at maths. and I'm like the lost case because I'm not good in mathematics, and then like they expect me to at least get like B, not to say A plus, like at least B. Like maybe at first they thought like maybe get A or something, those Chinese sprites, you have the G. I don't know whether is it a scale or something like at least score like at least this amount so that you don't bring disgrace to your entire Chinese descendant or something, or like your
Expect you to have at least a okay result though, like an acceptable result.
Yeah, because for me, I really don't like maths. Unlike both of my sisters, they are good in, not to say very good, but if you want to compare to me, it's like completely lost case. Because for me, how to say, I don't like to study maths. Because even if I go to calculator, so I don't get what's the point. I only know how to count the like normal stuff lah, like how much money you have, like how you want to buy stuff. You can calculate all those simple stuff lah, but something more than that, like. Luckily, I didn't take maths. I think I will just have to leave the class. Only no point to take also. And luckily, I'm not from science stream, so because like the things I usually like to study more like a language, like different foreign language or geography. But then apparently my school after like Form 3, yeah, not that many school they make it like geography until like Form 5 until the SPM, no. So I feel like it's a bit wasted lah, because somehow I kind of like that subject, but then end up it's until Form 3, that's all, and then you have to study all those useless stuff. For me, I think it's useless stuff lah. Not everything that useless, but it's useless for me right now lah. Like mathematics for me is really useless right now. But okay lah, at least I can count simple stuff.
But it's kind of true, like how when we were in school during our school time, and then they taught us all the formula and then all other like math stuff. But actually, in real life, in daily life, we don't actually apply it. Lol.
Have you ever used any of the formulas ever before in real life? That's the question.
Minus, plus, and
No, like
times.
the whole
Why?
formula, like the long formula.
No lah, where you want to use it?
Exactly. I actually remember asking like my parents. I think I asked my mom. Like, I showed her my maths like formula and I asked her like, I was genuinely curious, so I asked her, do we actually use this thing to count when we grow up, or like when is it relevant? Because at that time, outside of school, you will never use that formula, right? So I was like, when do we use this? Like maybe when we grow up, we have to use it. That's why we have to learn it now. But then, CC, we never used it.
It is
I never-
also like expectation versus reality, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you get good maths result, and then you expect yourself to be good at maths, and then use it in your life, but actually no, that's the reality. You don't actually use it.
True.
You all good student all got go and study one. I failed maths until what was it, UPSR, where I got an A for some reason.
How much did you pay?
Legend.
And then continued failing until Form 3 and then got an A for PMR.
Legend.
Yes, how much did you pay?
Enough apparently.
Exactly.
I failed maths till Form 4 I think Form 3 or Form 4, and then after that my SPM I got B plus. Then I was like, what? Okay.
Like when you say fail, you guys for real fail or what? Or like a bad grade?
Not a
Fail
bad-
lah.
Wow. I thought
my-
I was bad. And I
Okay, my
meant
fail
worse.
different story. At least mine, like even my mathematics teacher like asked me to like do those past year question. At least remember this kind of stuff, because SPM, I mean those questions will be coming out. At least practice this stuff, and then I somehow pass lah. And then like some other confident subject, I somehow almost fail, but I didn't fail. And then I'm a account stream student, but somehow I fail account also. Yeah. I will bring more disgrace to my accounts teacher, never mind.
I failed at maths all the way until SPM. I think most people did that anyway.
At least you didn't fail during SPM.
Because SPM, the passing mark. Walao,
That one
damn.
yeah lah, SPM passing mark was like what, 15 marks or something.
Even for English subject, 6 marks only, you can pass already.
Wait,
Are you
what?
for real?
For real, I'm
Wait.
not joking. They have the a passing mark, like a table or something like for every year one. And then I saw like 2018, the English subject passing mark is 6 mark. Literally
How
6.
did you see that?
I think Danny sent it to me.
What the hell?
I don't think that's
I mean,
public information.
hack the government and get
No, I
this
think
type of
it's,
information.
I think it's legit because if you think about it, I don't know if we can discuss this on the podcast or not. It's kind of political.
Just
We-
remember to write your name, write your like class code number, and then the objective paper circle A. At least you will pass. No worries.
They say actually you like you fill in the same answer for the whole paper and then you get at least like 20 marks or 30 marks, and then after that
This
you
one I
just
know.
you
This
do
one.
in the the paper 2 there. I don't know where lah, and then you can get it passed. But I never did that lah. I know like how you fill in the same answer all over the paper. So weird.
There's people that actually do that. Like they will fill in like B for all the questions and they would get a decent mark. I mean, they would pass.
But did they pass?
Yeah, they passed. It actually works. Like there's some like really like there's some people that don't study in my class and they kind of do that and they
I
pass.
never tried to do that. Like, 'cause
I mean, yeah, I didn't do that either. Can we talk about something out of school?
yeah, please.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about those subjects, like how, I mean, this is one of the joke for like things since my father said it, like because I like to study different languages. I sometimes I even say I wanted to be a translator one day. Like for my parents, I mean not my parents, for my dad only lah. For his perspective, he thinks we don't need a translator anymore. Like people nowadays, they at least learn more than one, like more than 2 or 3 languages. And then one funny thing he said is, we now have Google Translate. What? How? So you go to travel anyway, and then get the wrong translation. Just show the phone. Wow, good job, man. I'm so proud of you, Dad. So, do I look like Google Translate to you?
So are you
Probably.
excluding your dad on your podcast?
Yes, he
Never mind,
is.
if that doesn't listen, can you?
Okay, so what now? What's the point?
Because I like to learn like different languages lah, like instead of just like maybe just English or something, but then end up how back then before I joined university like how I tried to get like linguistic studies program. Most of the programs they only give you like English professional something, or you want to be a teacher or something, just English teacher. And then even if I have the chance to like go to other countries to learn more languages, but then it's just like specific that language. That's why I feel like a bit wasted. So I kind of give up on for some point, and that's why I'm here now doing my podcast. On the way.
So you think human translator is the reality, and then expectation is like how your dad expected, like actually translator nowadays useless one, like they can use Google Translate. That's the expectation, right? And that reality is human translator is actually good. I mean, better than Google Translate, is it?
I would say that maybe he don't really understand like the actual translator job. I mean, not as in like you must be like how you see all those like 2 different countries like America and don't know which country, like their leader, the president talking, and then someone behind the scene like translating. I mean, not as in just that. You can be if I'm more to like hands-on job, maybe I can translate some other like either books or something, like those translate to another language or something. It's just not just like Google Translate because for his mind everything is just like Google Translate. So I'm just thinking that so one day if you get a random book and then you cannot understand the language, you go and take Google Translate and you go and translate one by one, is it cannot, right? Even if you can, by the time you want to translate everything, you don't want to read the book anymore.
Right, makes sense.
So far, you all don't have any expected job from your parents or any of your family members? how usually your parents think like you should do this or do that, and then end up reality they even give up on you.
That never happened to me, to be honest. I mean, I know
Me
that
neither.
that happens to like quite a lot of people, but not me lah. And I find it interesting because like I expected like maybe you guys are expected by your parents like to do something, and then you ended up just not. I don't know. I was just expecting from you, but for me, not really lah. Oh, Nikki.
Oh, parents very hands free and do what you want. Okay, like one expectation versus reality thing. A reality thing that you all can talk about now is like going on vacation lah. I don't know now. Pandemic cannot go lah. So where to pick? Wait me think somebody else go first.
He's been on too many trips to even remember the expectation and reality.
Like at least you didn't lose your passport or anything. Like you go to all different countries, and then it's like like how usually you see all those travel vlogger, and then they have a lot of chops. Like is it called chop or something? The
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
it?
the stamp.
Then like how you want to see, like look at the passport. Wow, you go to so many countries, but then end up if you go to like some rural country, they might be thinking like, why you go to so many countries? You want to take our country's secret or something? Like why are you going to so many countries? Are you some kind of anonymous something? I mean,
Have you been to Japan? Since you like Japan.
personally, no. The one funny thing is like those people who go to the country but they don't speak. I mean, I'm not like professional Japanese learners lah, but like at least I know some common stuff. And then like those people who go to Japan or like go to Korea, the way they speak their language is like trash, but they're so confident. They'll be thinking, "Oh, I go to this country." You're like trash. I mean, your accent or something like.
I took the trip to London. I expected it to be like for me lah. I expected it to be a lot busier on the streets in general lah. But then it's empty lah, more or less. Not to say empty, but it's like not as much people around.
Did you go during the pandemic?
No. This was 2 years ago.
Hello, PDIM.
What's your problem? The other thing is that I expected it to be a lot more gloomy. It wasn't as gloomy as I expected because I've been to Seattle. I mean, I lived in Seattle at one point for uni and whatnot, but it was gloomy there. A lot of people say it's basically the same weather as London, England sort of thing. It's like, all dark and gloomy and it's perpetually raining. So you get like seasonal depression because, you don't get the sun. The only time you get the sun is like during summer.
Well, they lied, and when you went, the weather was like Malaysia, right?
Surprise, mother.
No. It is depressing and rainy, but it's not
Oh.
as depressing and rainy.
Oh, I thought it was sunny. I was like, what? Okay, they didn't fully lie to you then.
I mean, according to my sister, it's very depressing there.
Maybe it's just personally.
Maybe.
Depressing to be like you go there and see like, oh, this place is so depressed or something.
No, because
Like-
everything is very gloomy and it's always cloudy and then it's almost always like drizzling or raining and then everything is like, like Malaysia, right? When it's hot, everything looks like brighter and whatnot. Right? There is like always dark and gloomy, so it's like.
You know what? I don't think Malaysians can fully understand that because like it's almost always sunny here. We don't feel like it's something special or like something to be happy about. We will actually be like pretty mad because it's freaking hot. But for other countries that like rain or snow a lot, they love the sun because it's like bright and less gloomy and less depressing. But I don't think Malaysians can fully understand that.
That's why they like to come Southeast Asia a lot. So
Yeah, and that's why people here like
Yeah.
to go there.
Yeah.
we hate this weather, but they love it. Like, they love it so much.
And we say like, let's exchange weather. But they can't.
6 years down the road, we probably want to swap back.
Oh shoot. But we can't.
I mean, at least we never see those. I see some people they travel to like Japan. I don't know for what reason lah. Like because like for Malaysia, like we don't have earthquake. Like even if we know something about earthquake, we'll be really scared. Like because many people will die, right, of course. And then like for some reason they're like thinking, oh, you have earthquake, wow, it's like roller coaster. No, you die. Don't laugh.
Not necessarily. Like my sister slept. I mean, she didn't sleep through the earthquake in Japan. She got, it wasn't an earthquake. Like, it was like those what drill and her sort of dorm thingy. She woke up. She's like, okay, time to go back to sleep.
Where was that?
Japan.
Oh,
They're
wow.
having like the drills at middle of the night. She woke up, heard the alarm, and went back to bed.
Legend.
I think California also has. Wait, do they have earthquake? I don't remember if it was there. But
Maybe some other natural disaster, but not specifically earthquakes.
Good thing at least we don't need to experience all those stuff lah. I mean, in a way, like we won't even experience anything bad other
yeah,
than
no
those
tsunami
man-made
or
stuff. We got the Penang
We
one,
have the
long
yearly
time.
flood though.
yeah, but that is not as bad as some other bigger natural disasters that some other countries get.
Let's all swim in the flood and have
You
a
say
good
that
time.
now. I'll be waving at you. Bye bye.
Dude, you'll be drowning as well.
No, we'll be on the boat because you want to swim.
Yeah, that's the last bye.
Fine.
Bye bye.
Fine. Okay, I'll have a good time by myself.
I guess that's also like expectation versus reality, like, if you think. Because like we never kena before, right? You haven't actually kena the flash flood or whatnot. So you're like, oh, I can go swim in the water.
Dude, it was a joke.
It's way worse than you thought. Like you thought you can go swim, but actually, maybe the water is dirty and then
Guys,
I actually thought about
just to
swimming in,
clarify,
like,
I'm
floods
actually
and
just joking.
I actually thought about that when I was a kid. Actually, it's like, oh, flash flood. Does that mean you just can go out the front door and swim?
As easy as it sounds, it's also very dirty. So if you're willing to do that, sure, go ahead.
You don't have to pay for swimming pool. It's cheap.
Exactly, it's free. Asians love free things, don't they?
Medical bill not free after that.
Oh shoot.
Free delivery. You can deliver it all the way to hell. Flash flood, you like don't need to pay for like delivery fees. You don't need promo code anything. It's all free. Take all you want like buffet.
It's a freaking buffet.
You see things coming down the street. It's like, oh, I want this, I want that.
You can't even save yourself, but you're gonna save like what? Like a laptop that was floating around.
And of Windows XP. I've seen one news, I think from US or away, I forgot lah. They got tornado and then there's this one guy go back home and he get his PlayStation or something. The whole thing is new, haven't even opened his key. And then he's so happy with that thing. The house is gone, but the PlayStation is still there. I'm so happy.
Obviously, he loved his PlayStation more than his house.
Okay, maybe that's not his house.
Yeah, most probably.
Hey, since we're talking about expectation versus reality, right? So, like, what was your expectation when you, like, before you enter uni, and then what you expect university like?
I thought it would be like High School Musical.
Here and now, it's time for celebration.
Okay, seriously.
Joking, no joking.
And now no School Musicals.
Exactly.
I actually expected it to be like so free, and then like during a class you can actually just go out and then like never go back again. Like you can skip the class halfway. Like, I really thought of that, and then turns out no, we cannot.
You can,
Also,
just not here.
and also like we need attendance, so we need to attend the class, right? And then I actually expected we don't actually have to go every class one. Like we can skip one or two. Now we know we cannot. Like we still have to get attendance. That's kind of what I expected, and then the reality is cruel. that we have to go every class.
And then the reality, they rejected your scholarship.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Technically, you can skip, but not like as much as you want.
Yeah, maybe one or two only, right? But yeah, like they have the percentage thingy, the attendance.
I think like some unis don't do that, right?
I was at one point, but okay, like they don't really say much if you're like missing from class. But in terms of going to class, I think it's very, I don't know lah, but for our uni lah, it's very uptight. You don't actually get a lot of free time.
You mean right now or
No, right now.
yeah,
On the way.
true.
I expected to have more freedom, but not really lah.
I guess you can say curriculum, like the education system is different. Like here we have like what 1 hour, 1.5 hour class, right? Before the pandemic even. Was it? I don't remember anymore.
1 hour class, we had 3 hours
I
of
thought
class.
3 hours,
What was the lower end of it?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Was it that long still?
Yeah.
Okay. You see, it's 2 hour class, and then we had like we have like most of the times like 2 classes a week, right? 2 to 3 lah. When I was in US, class for 50 minutes.
What?
But again, you had to go like 3-4 days lah.
We
But it's
go
like 50
for
minute
like
classes.
5 days a week.
We go almost every day. Our timetable lah, I don't know about
Yeah.
yours.
Wait, you mean 15 minutes is like the whole class only 15 minutes or
Yes, one class is 50 minutes.
That's the
Oh,
official time.
50.
Yeah,
timetable.
50, not 15.
We heard 15. We were like, what? I was
You go there
like,
learn what or 15 minutes?
I'm moving there right now. 15 minutes of class.
at first
No,
I thought
it's
like if you say 15 minutes, right, imagine you stay from very far, like 10 kilometers or how far, drive all the way here, find parking, go to class, sit down 15 minutes, bye.
You take 1 hour to drive to class, but the class only lasts for 15 minutes.
You hate your
It's even
life.
worse than the break.
Yeah, our break is even longer than 15 minutes.
He gave us like
Oh.
1 hour.
Dude.
Actually, should I change the topic instead of calling it expectation versus reality or something?
It's okay. So, since we've talked about traveling and also school and uni and everything, what about like driving? Any expectation and reality?
I didn't expect it to be such a pain in the.
Right.
Can you further elaborate?
I don't
Yikes,
like to
Mr. Lecturer.
I don't like to drive, so I don't know. It's just a chore to me, but everybody
Like-
seems to like driving.
Is there a expectation and reality? Like when you expected something when you weren't driving, but then in reality it's something else? For me, when I didn't drive, I thought like as long as I had the skills, as long as I'm good at driving, I don't need to worry about like hitting someone. But then when I drove, I realized that the reality is my own skill is not as important, like as important as it is, but my skill of like how do I put this? My skill of making sure other people don't hit me is even more important. Like I have to be careful of other people, not myself.
Defensive
Welcome to
driving.
There's
I
so
think that's why
many
you can drive safe lah. If you
there's
defend
so
yourself.
many crazy drivers in Malaysia. I don't know if it's just like what I meant, but like I have to be careful of them. Not that I have to be careful of myself, of my driving skill, but of them instead. That's the reality.
But you gotta have a skill also, right, in driving, because like if you say you want to be careful of others hitting you, and then what about like suddenly one car back almost hit you, and then you don't have the skill to brake that fast, then how?
I mean like not actually not having skill myself. After having the skill myself, after being like a good driver, of my own, I have to like make sure other people don't hit me also. Yeah.
Just press the undo button or something.
I thought it was just like a me and my skill thing, but apparently not.
Advice that was once given to me when I started driving: just assume everybody doesn't know how to drive on the road.
Exactly.
If they look like they're gonna do something stupid, they will do something stupid.
Exactly.
What if they think the same way?
Then you won't bang each other lah.
That would be a great situation.
It was funny. Like last time I just got my license, right? And then because first time drive so my parking skill confirm not that good one all right. And then you know what, I purposely went and downloaded an app and parking app, and then I started to park using my fingers, like on my phone lah. I play the
What?
parking game.
Oh.
And that's so funny. And then
Parking
to one
simulator.
point, yeah, parking simulator. And then to one point, my dad, my dad saw me playing that game, and then he told me, 佢同我講你傻㗎你 like are you stupid, are you dumb or not? Like you play the app, but you don't actually know how to park in real life using your foot. Like what's the point? Then I was like, okay, I want to like learn fast so I went and downloaded an app. But that doesn't help at all, which is funny.
The fact that you think parking with your fingers and parking in real life is the same.
Yeah, that's
Props
funny.
to you, bro.
That's what I say. It's damn funny.
Wait, from that, so your driving skill on your fingers are better or your actual driving?
I played that game for like 2 times only, okay, and I uninstalled straight away. So my dad scolded me.
Nah, you gotta learn how to drive in GTA, man.
GTA no need to learn how to drive. You can just bang here and there and not
That's where you get
follow
the
the
skills
light.
from.
Don't worry, you won't die. We
Finger
respawn
skills
later.
will level up, but not in real life.
No, apparently people think GTA is a real life.
Really?
See some people how they drive, they think like I've seen some lah, like back then, especially those drivers who are driving all those good quality cars. I mean like maybe Mercedes or like BMW. Like how people usually see them is like they have good cars, but the drivers are like trash. They don't know how to drive.
That's why they need a good car.
They're all rich people. Normally the driver drive them. So when they take the sports car out, they don't know how to drive.
Hey, true.
Like I've seen there's one driver like I think at near KL Sunway area, like that news is like how I don't know how lah, somehow that Mercedes driver went and drive all the way to McDonald's. Usually people go to McDonald's is like either drive through or you parking, right? But his is self pickup, just hit all the way to McDonald's. I hope Malaysian drivers are not that bad. If you want to see like some other people, like if you have seen like I forgot which country, like Vietnam or somewhere, that they don't really care about the traffic light or something. It's just a decoration for them. They just drive wherever they want, and there's no accident at all.
GTA in real life.
I guess that's all. Expectation versus reality, and people usually think expectation is the reality. They put an equal instead of the equal with a cross. Like how usually Asian thinks expectation equals to reality. I fail maths, but my parents will be thinking like, oh, that is just not expectation. Make it as one of the expectation. Yeah. On just like how we didn't get enough subscriber or something for our podcast, this is the reality, not the expectation. If you all still want to support us and get more episodes, just subscribe first. Okay, we don't have enough subscribers. We don't have the motivation to continue. So I mean, not we, actually, it's me. I'm getting more different people to come. So, yeah, that's all for this episode. Yeah, bye.
Bye.